Transformers More Than Meets the Eyes. This is Chucky from Collecting for Fun, and today we're going to be looking at this pretty cool Transformer. This, my friends, is Megatronus, the Fallen, who's been mentioned in, over time, over different Transformers franchises. And so this, I don't know too much about Megatronus, to be honest, because I only really love the G1 Transformers. But apparently he's very heavy in the comic book continuity and also the newer Transformer cartoons, Ages of Prime, and all those things are mentioned in there. And Megatronus apparently is like the father of the Decepticons. He's the first Decepticon. Um, in the original battle with Unicron, apparently he was basically heralded as the most powerful Transformer that helped defeat Unicron and take him out. But he fell down the dark side, and there we have it. So I'm going to pull him out here, and we're going to unbox him. He's got some cool accessories, it looks like, in here. So again, we're going to just do a initial look of Megatronus, and then see a little bit of the actual toy itself before we play around with it and do a full review. So he's definitely got a couple of accessories in this box, or this little baggie here. So let's pull those out and we'll have a look at what those are. A lot of different things going on. So he's got a lot of this fire stuff. And so these will attach somewhere, I assume. I guess when he's in tank mode or when he's firing missiles, we'll figure that out. He's got these parts here. I do not know what they are. This looks like part of an axe. I guess, is this the hand? This looks like a gun. Does the axe go on the gun? Maybe this, no, it doesn't fit in there. So I don't know how, I don't know how these actually work. We'll figure that out. We have a couple weapons inside here. It looks like he's got some swords even. Let's see if we can get those out without having to clip or break anything. It looks like they're in there pretty good. Just push it out like that. There we go. There's the sword here. Looks like a giant machete of some sort, or a sword. And then we got this kind of missile or cannon. I'm not sure. And then we got this giant cannon here. Let's see if I can pull that out. So we'll figure out how all this works and how that works with all these accessories we got down there. And lastly, let's get Megatronus out. Let's kind of clip these here to release him. Anything else? Let's get him out. He's kind of clipped in the back a little bit. It looks like his foot's stuck in here. There we go. All right. So that, my friends, is Megatronus. So he looks kind of like crazy, man. He kind of looks, he almost looks like Zurg a little bit in the face there from the Toy Story. I mean, he's got a little bit more, it kind of looks like, Optimus Prime head shape, but he's got like almost like he's got this face shield that kind of looks like maybe like Shredder from the Ninja Turtles, kind of combination of like, yeah, Optimus Prime's head shape with Shredder's like faceplate and eyes. So yeah, kind of scary looking that way. Let's see. He's got these giant feet here, and they look like kind of like animal feet, like a bear. I don't know. It's different, that's for sure. Okay, so I've never seen any Transformer quite like this, and I guess he is the, I guess the grandfather or father figure of Megatron, because I think he idolizes Megatronus. And so eventually, I guess he follows in his footsteps and joins the Decepticons. I think that's what was alluded to in Transformers One. That if I haven't watched it for a bit, I believe he mentions Megatronus, and so I guess that's how he led his way to the dark side. And yeah, so let's have a look at the box art here, so you can see the figure here looks very much like the box art. Let's see if we can figure out how the weapons work. So he's got a sword, And the sword doesn't look like we add anything to the sword. It just kind of lines up into his hands. So does his hand open? His fingers do open, so that's good. So we can slide that in there. So we got the sword in his hand. It doesn't quite close as well as I would like, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see, I need to snap that into his thumb joint a bit better. His thumb does not open, so I guess we just kind of close that in like that. All right, so we got that in. Now, I guess that white, this purple thing here, I gotta figure out which top, what is top, what is bottom. I guess this is the top there, and that's what hooks up to here. Slide that in. So he's got this giant mace. Slide that in here. And then he's got all this firepower coming off the sides of him. So that's where these things come in. So exactly how they sit on him, it's going to take me a little bit of time to orient which way is what. Does he have, yes, he has these side, these holes here that these line up to. So that goes here. Oh yeah, that's cool, that's cool. And then we got these things coming out the sides back here. Okay, so this guy is just on, like literally on fire. He's fire, right? So that looks pretty good. Let's see if I got this lined up. Okay, so that's where the fire comes in. Now he's got this cannon as well, and I do not know where this kind of turret goes. It doesn't really say. I imagine that goes on his tank mode, but there's got to be a place that goes here. I guess maybe it goes here. There's a little spot here. Maybe that goes there. So let me put that on there. Ugh, there we go. So he's got some side power there. And then he's got his gun. And I do not know if this is supposed to be part of the gun. Let's just add it to it. It makes it look bigger. So this is part of his cannon for sure. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be part of his weapon, but we'll put it on it. And it looks like it slides onto the side of his arm here. So yeah, he's, got a lot of firepower going on there. A lot of good accessories. That is for certain. So yeah, as far as his transformation goes, there are 38 steps, as you can see in the back of the box there. Let's take this out so it's not in the way. So we're going to be obviously taking a very good look and seeing how it transforms. It transforms into a cool looking tank, which now Megatron does also transform into a tank now as well. So yeah, this would be very cool. I guess this is the, I guess he's like supposed to be the model, or I guess template for Megatron. And I do not know if they're going to use this mold for the Studio Series 86 Megatron. I guess we'll find out. As far as mobility goes, his arm does swing all the way around. His elbow joint does bend. It's a little stiff, but it does bend. His head, I would imagine, goes 360. It does. He does, I think, have good mobility around his waist. Yeah, he does spin all the way around if you wanted to. Oh, I think I got locked. Oh, there we go. Okay. His legs look like they can do the splits pretty well. Both ways. Good knee bend. And good foot swivel. So he's definitely quite posable. So we can get him into different poses here. Absolutely. Let's get him into there. Yeah, and definitely have him looking like menacing there. So yeah, it looks pretty darn good actually. I would say that looks pretty darn good. I'm very happy with the way that looks. So yeah, Megatronus looks pretty badass, I have to say. I mean, he's got some cool weapons. I don't know too much about him, but if he's the father of the Decepticons, the OG Decepticon, I mean, that says something, because Decepticons, they're pretty badass. They're pretty badass. So let's have a look and see how he compares to some of the other Transformers. So we have our Legacy Soundwave, and you can see he's much bigger than Legacy Soundwave. We have Galvatron over here, which, at least in the cartoon series, was a Megatron. I don't know if the comic book series follows that or not, or they're two different characters. But yeah, Galvatron's about the same height, I would say. About the same height. Put them back to back. Yeah, Megatronus. No, they're about the same height, I would say. The head height, anyways, is about the same height. So it's about the same. Very similar. Let's have a see how he looks next to this big guy here. Ultra Magnus is bigger. Ultra Magnus is much bigger. Let's pull out Optimus. And you can see the head shape of Optimus. Very similar. This is what I'm saying. His head shape's, they're not exactly the same, but very similar with the spikes in the head. I guess it's more, maybe it's more similar to Soundwave head. Yeah, I guess the sculpt is very similar to Soundwave's head sculpt, and then he's got that kind of like a shredder thing going on with his, with the face mask and the eyes there. So yeah, it's more like Soundwave. I just say I thought it looked like more like Optimus is similar to Optimus, but it's more like Soundwave's head shape. So yeah, they must have just swapped his head mold and just kind of went with it. But that's kind of cool. All right, so yeah, Father Decepticons, and then let's see, Grimlock here. Grimlock's taller. Okay, so I don't know enough about the origin. I believe Megatronus probably has died out by the time G1 happens, but maybe he's lurking in the shadows. I think there's some implication that he's still around, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it, so I assume maybe he is still around. I just don't know. Anyways, we're gonna play around with him, and we will see how how he performs his transform. I like the coloration; it's black. The back looks really solid. Good. He looks pretty menacing. With all the fire coming out of him, the black, the accents of the purple and the gray makes this guy and the yellow looks really, really good. I'm very happy with the figure here. So I'm looking forward to playing around with it and doing a full review for you guys. Because it's 38 steps, this may take me a little bit more time to figure out. So we'll probably have to break this up over a course of a week instead of doing it on the same week, but we shall see. So I hope you enjoyed this first look of Megatronus, the Fallen. My initial impressions, this figure, the robot form looks amazing. If I'm looking at the tank form on the box, it looks pretty darn cool too. So I'm looking forward to playing with it and transforming it, and I'll let you know how it goes. And yeah, maybe you guys can share some information about Megatronus and tell me more what you guys know about him, because I really don't know a lot about him. So, and whether he's a worthy enough character to make stories around. But yeah, awesome. So again, Megatronus the Fallen, I hope you enjoyed this quick review or opening of Megatronus, and look forward to our full review later on. Thank you so much for watching, and again, thank you for subscribing. This is Chucky from Collecting for Fun. We will see you guys soon.